Weekend, all eyes might be on Florham Park and yet another Jets quarterback grabbing headlines. But over at Giants camp, they're just putting in the work quietly, as they prefer, with their own rookie minicamp. So what is the latest with Big Blue? ESPN New York's Youngmisuk is here to tell us in the Sports Spotlight, a Sports Spotlight regular,
I'm so happy to be here again.
All right. So you've been out there. You've been hanging out with the Giants yesterday, today. Tell me, what exactly do teams get out of this rookie minicamp? What can you tell from these guys in such a short amount of time?
Well, really, I think it's just, teams looking to identify guys like the next Victor Cruz, basically. You bring in guys who, obviously, your draft picks, and you want to see what they can do, and you get them acclimated to a playbook and basically get them acclimated to coaching staff. And then after that, you're hoping to find a diamond in the rough like Victor Cruz, and the Giants have been pretty fortunate in the past years of finding guys like that.
And, of course, we're all going to be talking about the first-round pick, Justin Pugh, the offensive lineman. This is an offensive line that's going through a lot of changes this offseason. Is this a guy who can slide right in right away and make an impact?
Well, there's a little, in rookie camp, the one thing we did see was that he lined up at right tackle.
Okay.
And the one spot that's open for competition on the offensive line is right tackle, where David Deal and James Brewer are likely going to compete for the spot. Now, if Justin Pugh does well at right tackle, then he could get into the mix. And if he has a good training camp, then who knows what happens after that. But the Giants drafted him saying he could play guard, he could play tackle, he could play center. But they lined him up at right tackle in rookie camp, so it looks like they're going to put him in the mix there and try and compete.
All right, well, we'll see how that goes. Jonathan Hankins, the second-round pick. This is beefing up the defensive line. This is a big kid.
Yeah.
Is he someone who can make an immediate impact? I mean, you want your second-round pick to make an immediate impact.
With the Giants, their philosophy always is to kind of bring their rookies along slowly. The coaching staff usually doesn't trust rookies right away. Now, he is a big guy. He's a space eater, 320 pounds, kind of like in that Shawn Rogers mode where you just put him in the middle and basically hope he stuffs to run. They have a lot of defensive tackles. They loaded up at that position in the offseason because they really want to stop the run. They finished 31st against the run last year. I think it was 31st overall in defense, 25th against the run. So basically they want to stop that. I think he could come in maybe some jumbo packages, but really I think his biggest impact is going to be in 2014 and after that.
That's what you are doing. You're building at this point. A guy who maybe will never see the field, yet has been a hot topic, is quarterback Ryan Nassib. First of all, before we even discuss how he's looked at this minicamp, what were the Giants thinking? You trade up in round 3, you bring in this guy, and then your GM says, right after drafting him, I hope he never plays.
Yeah.
Obviously, you don't want Eli Manning to go down, but what do you make of this move in the first place?
It was pretty eye-opening because the Giants never trade up or trade down. They rarely do. And then when they did that for a quarterback, and they don't really ever draft quarterbacks anymore. You don't need one with Eli Manning. But in this case, I think the Giants have gotten by and been really fortunate that Eli hasn't got hurt. Now, Eli is one of the Iron Men in the NFL. He never misses a start. But, at some point, sooner or later, he's going to get older. His body's going to start to wear down. So they really like Nassib. They had him rated basically in what Jerry Reese likes to call rows. So your first row, your second row, and his second row, which they think guys could go in the second round or a little bit after that, they had Nassib up in that second row. So on that third day, when he was still there, the Giants were like, we're going to take this guy. And then they saw that Matt Barkley went right away, and then they were like, we got to grab him. So they traded up to grab him. And now they hope that they can groom him. They hope they never have to use him. But really, they got a guy now that they can, if Eli Manning goes down, the thinking is always, with all due respect to David Carr, the thinking is the Giants will be in trouble,
Yes.
But now they have a young guy that they might be able to plug in there, and he might be able to hold the fort.
How has he looked in these couple of days?
Here's the thing. The Giants were pretty impressed with him. Tom Coughlin and Kevin Gilbride, I'm a little surprised because they don't normally really sound, that glowing about rookies. But they really were impressed with the way that he kind of handled the playbook. He got the playbook on Thursday. Friday, basically, handled the huddle. He handled the calls. They liked his cadence. They were pretty impressed. And they, throwing-wise, he was a little up and down. He overthrew some receivers. He did have an interception on the first day on Friday. But they really liked how he handled himself. And I thought that was pretty impressive because to hear Kevin Gilbride and Tom Coughlin speak glowingly about a rookie, I was like, oh, this guy might be pretty good.
We're going to keep an eye on this situation for sure. I can't let you go, though, without getting a Victor Cruz update at this point. What exactly is going on? Should fans start being concerned about this contract extension?
Well, I think when Cohen or John Mara comes out and he says, look, it's going to get done. You just need a little bit of patience. I think when he sounds like that and he sounds optimistic, I think it's going to get done. Obviously, they have a good relationship with Victor Cruz. Victor Cruz's new agent, Tom Condon, represents Eli Manning, Mark Erslick, and Matthias Kiwanuka. He has a good relationship with the Giants. I think it's just a matter of it just might not happen as fast as fans want. on it. But look, the bottom line is I think no matter what happens with the extension, he's going to be in a Giant uniform this season because, they hold all the cards, and he can play out the season, then become an unrestricted free agent, then the Giants can decide, we'll franchise him, which would be a lot of money anyways. But I do think that eventually they'll come to an extension, especially if John Mara is saying so.
Yeah. All right, so there's no reason to panic at this point.
Not yet.
Okay, not yet.
If he holds out and things get a little nasty, then
you let us know when it's time to start panicking. All right, thank you very much for joining us. Appreciate all the insights.
Thanks for having me.
All right, rookie minicamp rolls along through this weekend. This is when the fun really starts to begin. For now, we'll send it back to you.